lot is known about how humans catch fishes, but what about how fishes catch their prey? As you'd expect, given the diversity of fishes, there is quite a variety of techniques. However, perhaps more surprisingly, many species actually rely on a very similar method. Most fish feed by suction. Opening their mouth causes a drop in pressure, which lets water in, including the prey. So when you see fish in a tank, and it looks like they're just hoovering their food up, they pretty much are. It's only been studied since about the 1960s, but fish have been doing it for over 400 million years. The lineages in red on the diagram are the ones that use high-powered suction feeding, and in grey are the ones that have secondarily lost this ability, mainly because they moved onto land where air doesn't really offer the same physical properties. Cephalochordates and neurochordates, shown in black on the diagram, filter feed with the assistance of cilia. In blue are salps and lampreys, which do have a weak pumping system. Early gnathostomes did not rely on suction feeding, however the development of muscular jaws and an ossified hyoid arch led to this radiating, particularly among the Actinopterygii. Forward momentum through the water would be expected to create effectively a bow wave and push items away, which isn't great news if you're a hungry fish. Teleosts overcome this with complex musculoskeletal linkages. The neurocranium, it forms the roof of the mouth or buccal cavity. The suspensorium is a structure made of several smaller bones and suspends the left and right hyoid arches. These are joined together with a small bone, the interhyal. These are connected with ligaments so they can all move easily. Together with the opercular components, this creates a 4-bar linkage and allows the suspensorium to swing. Neurocranium rotates, allowing the mouth to open and the lower jaw to extend. This creates a rapid drop in pressure and inward water flow. Some of the power to do this comes from the cranial muscles. Because they're quite small in fish, they also need to call on their apaxial and hypaxial muscles, which they usually use for swimming. The largemouth bass, Micropterus salmonoides, is commonly used in these studies. There are some limitations to studying suction feeding, particularly in larger species where they struggle to fit them in aquaria and in laboratories. So there is a lot of data about a very few species and very limited data on the vast majority of them. Technology such as high-speed video has increased opportunities for observing this in the wild. Small larval fish in their very first few days of life are unable to generate enough suction to overcome the viscosity of the water, and so are at risk of a phenomenon called hydrodynamic starvation. They also have a very small gape size and less developed muscles. Very unlikely they're able to catch prey such as copepods, which are able to make an escape. This contributes to high mortality rates up to around 99% in larval fish. Luckily, these little Pomacentridae seem to be large enough to be doing okay. Cygnathids, which include seahorses and pipefish, have taken this a step further and use pivot feeding, where they very rapidly propel their snout sideways towards their prey. They have fused jaws and a V-shaped hyoid, which allows their body to remain mostly stationary. There are variations in the speed and power of the negative pressure, mostly dependent on the ratio of the linkages and the size and circularity of the mouth. As demonstrated by these shrimpfish, Aeolus gastrigatus, suction feeding is pretty efficient. So this explains why you may sometimes see little whirlpools on the surface near your line if you do choose to catch fish.